Hi, it's Alejandro and we are the audiobrewers. In this video, we're going to go through our new plugin AB Delay in a setup that consists of only mono and stereo signals as an input and where our deliverable is a stereo file. So this video goes for those composers and sound designers who work in stereo. The great thing about AB Delay is that it doesn't matter if you're working in mono, stereo, or Ambisonics. It doesn't matter what type of signal you throw at it. Under the hood, all the processing always happens in Ambisonics, meaning that you'll always have the tools to spatially transform the signals three-dimensionally. And regardless of your final mix being in stereo, the immersion will always be present. So in this video, I'm gonna be showing the three most common ways where you could work with AB delay, either as an insert for a stereo file, as an insert for a mono file, or inserted in an auxiliary where it is receiving the signal from different files. First, I have inserted a file that is in stereo, and I'm going to insert AB delay. The first thing I'm going to do is just make sure that the input and the output are properly set. Generally, this should happen, but depending on the DAW, there could be a misfire. So just make sure that your input is in stereo and your output is in stereo. So first, let's listen to the sound without any delay and see how it is. Let's just add a little bit of our delay and see how it starts expanding. So as you can hear, this is just the way a normal delay works. It has the normal controls such as rate, feedback, and wet control, where we can change the rate. We can increase the feedback. And we can even decouple the rate so that it is time-based. So this will be the normal way a delay will work. But the unique thing about AB delay is that because under the hood everything is happening in Ambisonics, we have spatial transformations where we can control the three-dimensional rotation of the delay. So for example, if I have this Thanos and I just lower the dry a little bit and start rotating horizontally the delays, it starts to sound interesting. Let me just raise the dry volume a little bit and do it again. This opens a bunch of possibilities where we can start working with the delay as if we were in a three-dimensional space, even if our deliverable is in stereo. Another great thing that we can do with this delay is control the width of our signal. So in case we wanted to do the spatial control more noticeable, we could narrow down the stereo image so that the bounces are more focused. Let's try it. So this is great and all, but what if we wanted to create like a ping pong type of effect? Well, welcome to the Ping Pong Pang Pung, which is what we call our three-dimensional ping pong. For doing this, we could add another delay line to AB delay. And now we have two delays working together. Let me just resize this a bit. So now we have two delays. They're working in parallel, meaning that the dry signal is feeding the left delay and the dry signal is feeding the right delay. But let's say that I want the right delay to be serial, meaning that I want it to get the signal from the first delay and not from the dry delay. All I have to do is click here. Now it's in serial mode. If I wanted to do a ping pong effect, all I have to do is put this to the left, put the second delay to the right, and start playing with my rates. So as you can see, there are many doors that start opening here. Pretty nice. So let's just make this a little bit more extreme. What if I added another delay? And what if this delay will work with the dry signal directly? So I will leave it in parallel. And because this delay is going to be completely independent, let's just see what we can do here. Let's just make it a triplet or something. Okay, this is interesting. Now let's just make the ping pong three-dimensional. So instead of putting this to the complete left, let's just set it at the front left. So about here, front right, about here. So let's put this to the back left, about here. And let's just add another one also in serial, meaning that it's going to take the signal from the third delay. And let's put it to the back right. And let me just set it as a triplet as well. And let's just see what happens. Okay, this is already kind of crazy. Now, what if we wanted to remove the bass from the front left and right, but remove the highs from the back left and right? So we have our high pass and low pass filters. They are per delay. So let's just remove the lows from the front left and right. And let's remove the bass, the highs, sorry, from the rear ones. And let's see what happens. So where have you heard this? I think nowhere. Now, what if I wanted to work my delay in an auxiliary channel? So I have these three tracks.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide. True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
So I have the beautiful voice of Tarba here, and I want to send this voice to an auxiliary track where my AB delay will reside. The first thing I'm going to do is just send the three channels to the same bus.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
Okay, and now, as you can see, my auxiliary contains the three channels together. I'm going to insert my AB delay there. I just have to make sure that my input is in stereo and my output, of course, in stereo too. And because the dry signals are already sounding in the original, I'm just gonna get rid of the dry here.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide. True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
Now let's just try and play with the width of the delay to narrow it down and then rotate it.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide. True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
What if I wanted to do the same ping pong effect that I did previously, but for these voices? So we do the same. We go ahead and create another delay, we serialize it, and we double its rate in comparison to the previous one.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide. True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
Now let's just say that I want to make the delay work only on the sides of the channels, but cancel the mid information. This is a great feature that A/B delay has. Now let's just remove the mid.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide. True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
Now let's just add 2 more delays, and again have the ping pong happen, but in the rear.
True emotions are so.
But again, let's remove the mid information, because we just love the way it sounds without the mid.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide. True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
This sounds extremely unique. And remember, we also have the filters where we can exploit this possibility. I'm just going to remove some of the low frequencies.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide. True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
This can completely fill your music with new ideas.
True emotions are so bright, they can hide. True emotions are so bright, they can hide.
So for this example, I have a mono file here, and I'm going to add A/B delay. So as you can see, there is an error here, and that is that my channel is mono. So by converting my channel to stereo, and then making sure that my input is mono, because my file is mono. So the input always has to match the file, whereas the output always has to match the channel. With that configured, let's just first listen to the dry signal. So we have this guitar, and now we're gonna add some delay to it. And now we have this guitar with delay here. So now we can start going crazy with it. Let's just try and spread it a little bit on the stereo field by rotating the delay a little bit. And because it is way too much to the left, I'm just gonna send it to the right too. I'm just gonna create another delay. And now this delay we'll have to rotate a little bit again, but I'm just going to make it serial so that it rotates the first delay and not the original signal. Let's see. So as you can see, this is a great way to expand your mono signal into a stereo one because it's just giving it a feel. Let's just add a couple more delays and do the same thing that we did for the previous. Back left and back right. And let's just make this serial as well and see what happens. So this could be a great tool in case you have like a mono signal that you want to enrich a little bit further. Thank you for watching.